Yo, guys, good day. How are you doing? Oh my god, there's an update. We'll wait for the update to finish. I'm pretty sure not that difficult to update this game. Okay, it's updated. Yeah. So, got this indie game, got the limited edition physical edition of this game. Looks pretty nice. It looks like a very 80s game. It's like a visual novel, I believe. So I'm kind of interested. We're playing blind in this game.
スペースコロニー
Welcome,
ステディオス
Space Clone Studios, Astrolab Games, Astrolabe Games. Okay, it's pretty cool. I like the pixel art. Let's see. I have no idea of but I like the art. So I stopped for. We stopped playing because it's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty archaic already. We played like Clock Tower. I want to play Clock Tower, maybe in pre-recorded. It's episode 2, so it won't be like that. It's kind of frustrating to watch in live. Anyway, it was fun, but I want to move on with this one. First, Stories from Seoul, the Gundog. It's like an indie game. Board the JFS Gundog and set sail or action among the stars. When things go wrong on board the JFS Gundam, it's up to you to save the crew from not just a mysterious threat, but themselves in this retro-inspired adventure. Okay, so it's an adventure game. I really like what do you call this, the packaging of this game. Okay, let's go. Let's start. September 21st, Planetary Calendar 209. Following the raft of oppressive policies and crackdowns from the Earth-based government of Solar Federation, the joint forces of the Martian territories and the Jovian Unified Colony Fleet rebelled. Okay. Martian territories, okay. This conflict is known to be as the Solar War. So there's like a Earth-based government. Okay. Why is it September? The war carried on for 3 years, but eventually the combined forces of the Martian territories and Jovian Unified Colony Fleet managed to push the Federal Nation military all the way back to planet Earth. In the final days of the conflict, a pitched battle was fought in lunar orbit that would decide the war's victor. Lunar orbit, aboard the Jovian carrier JFS Kal- Kaliki? 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 Kalike. Kalike. You reflectively tighten your grip on your armored frame's twin flight sticks as another wave of vibrations reverberates through the cockpit. The creak of your new flight suit and your quickening breath are the only sounds that you hear above the gentle hum of the frame's subsystems. As it creaks the controls tighter, their plastic casings creak under the pressure. You try and stay calm, knowing that these gentle vibrations are remnants of huge shock waves that are buffering Kalike, Kaliki, the carrier that you're stationed on. Kind of like the old kind of HUD and stuff. And it feels like it really is a like text story adventure though. Excuse me, I'm drinking some hot chocolate. Each one is near miss as an explosion tears through the space around the ship. You try to push the thought of from your mind and focus on controlling your breathing. If you already realize that their frequency means that Kalike, Kalike must be approaching the front line. Your squadron will be launching soon and you'll be engaging in your first real sorry. Your first real flight, in fact. So you're a new noob space pilot. You feel your throat tighten. Simulations are as good as the real thing. That's what your trainer told all of you. But you know that pilots are supposed to have hundreds of hours to live of live flights. Not only hundreds, like 1,000. And training exercises in real armored frames before they're allowed to anywhere near the front lines. Of course, that didn't happen. Command had told you that the modern simulators meant cadets could graduate without the need for these exercises. You've overheard the rumors, though. The Jovian colony fleet had lost a lot of pilots and still wanting to keep pace with the Martian advance against Earth had restored for fielding anyone who could fight. Your whole squadron is just like you, freshly conscripted from Europa colony. You've undergone basic training there, but almost all of your flight training has taken place on the cruiser's journey from Jovian space. You wonder how the others are fleeing right now, whether maintenance crew, Kalike 5. This is flight deck. We're preparing your squad for takeoff. Running last minute diagnostics on your frame. Activating all systems. Maintenance crew, now! Whoa. Alright, looks all good to go. We'll run a few more checks, then we'll have your Spaceborne in you Spaceborne in a few minutes. You ready to show these Terrans who's boss? Wow, amazing. The music is like very 80s, like pixel art music. Pretty cool. So they're called Terrans for the dumb straight. Oh yeah, I can't wait to get out of here. I'm gonna you stammer, trying your best to convince not the engineer but yourself that you're ready for what's waiting for you. Wow, take a breath there, Kalike 5. It's not gonna be that bad out. No need to get all riled up there in the hangar. Tell you what, pilot, what's your name? What's your first name, pilot? I'm Hyper Mike. Hyperworld. Hyper Mage. This is very Hyper Mike. Okay, Hyper Mike. What's your surname? Nah, let's not have no surname. And your pronouns? Oh my gosh. There shouldn't be no pronouns. Hyper Mike, that right? Okay, Ensign, first up. Take a few deep breaths for me. In, out, nice and slow. You got that? You draw in one long measured breath and hold it, then release it. Following the engineer's instructions, you repeat this a few more times. After a while, you begin feel your pulse slow and some of the tension in your body slip away. You still feel on edge, but feel slightly more in control. Alright, there we go. Now listen. Listen up, Ensign. Ain't got a thing to worry about out there. We have heard it is all the terrain's best pilots who were taken care of between here and Mars. Heck, Martians are the ones who've been leading the charge today, so they're the ones taking all the flak. Propaganda machines selling this as our decisive strike against Earth's last line of defense. But between you and me, it ain't nothing more than a mopping up situation. Buddy of mine in operation said as much in the canteen last night. Besides, you hear a dull ring over the comms and sit bolt up right in your seat, slouching back and exhaling as you realize it's nothing more than the engineer striking cockpit armor on your frame. His beauty here is a work of art. Terran frames ain't got nothing to her on her. She's all tuned up and ready to go. Probably spend more time with this one than I have with my own kid. Ha! So don't you worry. Remember what they taught you in training and just leave the rest up to her, and you'll come out of this just fine. Despite your startled reaction a moment ago. The engineer's confidence is infectious and it's starting to rub on you. You adjust your position in your seat so that you're sat up straight, and soft hum of frame system now seems more comforting and ominous. Just a mopping up operation, you think. Martians have done all the work, so we're sitting pretty here on top of the line frames. Yeah, nothing to worry about. So Einstein, how are you feeling about things now? Feeling good, ready to go. You declare, channeling your newly tapped well of confidence. That's a spirit, Ensign. Now hang in there and we'll have you out those hangar doors, kicking Terrans out in no time. Left alone with your thoughts, you tune back to the gentle hum of the frame. You watch the seconds tick away in the cockpit, whilst you wait for order to launch. What seems to drag on and on, you carry out a few last-minute flight checks, but as you already completed them when you boarded, nothing has changed. Coming signal, Kalik T. Danza. Alright pilots, listen up, this is Kaliki 1. We've been cleared for launch, so be ready for immediate action. All frames will be taking off in designation order. Attack formation, sound off. Kaliki 2, ready. This is Kaliki 3, ready. Kaliki 4 here, ready to take off. You, Kaliki 5, confirm your status. Oh yeah, Kaliki 5, starting by. Together, Kaliki 5, Kaliki 6. Kaliki 6, ready. Alright, Kaliki Squadron, move out. Kaliki 1 launching, Kaliki 2 launching, Kaliki 3 launched. Kaliki 4 moving out. Oh, there's battle over there. The roll call of your squadron as they depart from the ship and accelerate rapidly towards combat zone sounds almost like a countdown to you. Once Kaliki 4 has declared the launch, you know your time has come. You disengage in the restraints and prepare yourself. Kaliki 5 launching! You shout as you slam the flight sticks towards the maximum thrust. Wait. Whoa, warning. Kaliki 5 abort launch. Cut thrusters. Kaliki 5 abort launch. Cut thrusters. Oh my god, there's warning. The engineer's instructions barely register in the confusion as you're jerked around the cockpit, your helmet slamming to the control panel as a brief moment of trust throws you back into your seat before you're whipped forward again. Warnings flash all over your monitors and sirens, and alerts sound from all over the cockpit. Kaliki 5 abort launch, cut thrusters. It takes a few seconds for you to comprehend the engineer, but once you do, quickly pull the flight sticks back in their neutral position. The roar of your frame's engines dies and your cockpit regains its previous stillness. You wince as metallic taste of blood fills your mouth. Alright, Kaliki 5, hanging tight for a moment. Your frame's restraints didn't accept disengage command, so you're still attached to the Kaliki. Going to need to run diagnostic, it shouldn't take too long. You slump to the cockpit's chair and exhale deeply, your heart still pounding, a million beats per minute, and your lip stinging. You continue to slow your breathing as you listen to the still open communication channels from the maintenance crew as they work to get your frame released. Maintenance crew, hey, yeah, looks like the restraints disengage command didn't register. Yeah, Unit 5, alright, yeah. Unit 6 is out, since waiting for this one. Okay, start the diagnostic, then reboot if necessary. Kaliki 6 launching. Wow, that's cool. What do you mean hardware fault? We've checked this 10 times since Mars at least. Who was assigned Unit 5? Oh, fine, right. Shut down the systems. And run the diagnostic again. I want this frame out there in the next 5 minutes. Kaliki 5, we're going to shut down your frame systems for a moment, so we can run diagnostics. Stay ready though, we'll have you launching soon. Kaliki 5, understood. Ready and waiting. As your cockpit fades to darkness again, you release the flight sticks. You suddenly realize just how long you've been clenching your fists around them. You flex your fingers to your shoulders, exhaling again. as you begin to hear the muffled sounds of the engineers working on your frame's restraints. Staring at the dead monitor, you slowly begin to smile. This was what you wanted, wasn't it? You spent so long worrying about this mission that you'd thrown up twice in the past 24 hours, and now it looks like that was all for nothing. You got what you wanted, and you were safe. As safe as you can be, strapped to the outside of a military carrier in an inactive armored frame. Anyway, your smile widens inadvertently at the thought. Getting shot down in an active frame still in its restraints can become a cautionary tale for engineers and pilots throughout the entire Jovian colony fleet. Your mind turns quickly to the rest of your squadron. When they returned, you'd be laughing stock of the entire Kalike. The pilot would spend their entire first mission stuck in a dark cockpit. You'd dodge a bullet, but you'd never. This is Kalike 6. They're cut off the flight path. There's more. Soul squadron of carriers coming in from E field. Kalike 1. They're going to cut off from the fleet. You off from the fleet. Kalike signals disappearing as you sit bolt uptight as you begin pressing buttons trying to activate your cockpit's main monitor so you can see what's going on. However, with your frame systems shut down remotely by the maintenance crew, you can do nothing but sit in the dark stillness and listen to events unfold. Kalike 6 respond. Kalike 6, what's going on? How many carriers are coming from E field? Ma'am, Kalike 6 signal has been lost. It's not responding. He's Ma'am, he's hold it together, Kalike 4. All units form up defensive formation on me. I said all units, Kalike 2, don't break formation. Ma'am, they're firing on us. There's so many of them. Oh god. Ma'am, help. Instant, your communications channel is flooded with cries of terror and panic. Your squad mates, your fellow pilots' exclamations of fear as this expected enemy force bears down on them. Screams and yelps, wails and howls fill your head as you sit powerless in the dark confines of your cockpit. Hey, who's out there? Engineering, hey, get me ready. I can help, get me ready to launch. Engineering! You're getting killed out there, I need to go now! Your shout demands to get your frame ready for launch all over the channel, but are met with no response. In the dark of the cockpit, your controls are unresponsive. You can't be sure whether the channel is closed or if one's listening. With all attention tuned to receiving the battle damage units from your squad. Listen to me, anyone, get me out here, get me out there. You desperately begin attempting manual override of your system and find that nothing responds to you. The only spark of life that you can glean from your new frame is the small diagnostic progress bar. I need to be out there, anyone, hey! One last desperate attempt, you begin hammering on your cockpit, whilst hoping to get the attention of the engineers you could hear outside earlier. The entire time, the chaos of the combat out in space is narrated to you in broken fragments of the radio chat. There's 3, 4 on me. I've lost my shield. I can't shake them. They're everywhere. It's always Kalike 2. Kalike 4. The line of retreat's totally cut off. We can't get back to the ship. Ma'am, what do we do? What do we do? Stop panicking. Form up. 3 and 4 on me. We're going to punch a hole through their formation and... Ma'am, come in, ma'am, oh no, god, oh. One by one, your squad signals disappear, and the cacophony of panic disappears, replaced by gentle hiss of static. Stop hammering on the side of your cockpit as the last voice is cut off. You're drenched in a cold sweat now, and your empty stomach feels like a rock and has sunk to the bottom of it. You lean back and stare blankly ahead. This is Kalike 5. Ready for takeoff. September 21st, planetary calendar 209. Despite last minute reinforcements, for the Solar Federation from their headquarters on Earth. The battle above Lunar is a victory for the joint Martian Jovian forces. This will be the final battle of the Solar War. Having lost their last stronghold on Lunar, the Solar Federation would agree on a ceasefire and sign an armistice to end hostilities. An easy peace fills the solar system. With the conflict between the Solar Federation and the Martian Jovian alliance concluded, the Kaleki and her crew soon returned to the Europa colony near Jupiter. April 19th, Planetary Calendar 214. The reduced need for pilots away from the delicate space between Earth and Mars, so Ensign Blanc, reassigned to security detail aboard various Jovian ships. He is eventually promoted to lieutenant. Okay, so our character is now lieutenant. For years have passed since the battle above Lunar. The Jovian colony fleet, fearing fresh aggression from Earth, has increased patrols near its colonies after picking up unusual signals coming from further out in the solar system. A patrol ship JFS Gundog is dispatched to support the JFS O'Brien in its investigation of the signals. Jovian space aboard the Jovian patrol ship JFS Gundog. Setting sail, trophy earned aboard the Gundog. Okay. As a rumble of a Gundog's engineers roaring up to life reverberates through a ship, they clench their fists. It's been 4 years, and to this day, the sensation of tremors, whether they're ship engineers, docking clumps, or weapon drills, still ties your stomach into knots. A bad trait for a ship's security officer. You shake your head and exhale slowly, taking a moment before stowing the last of your possessions and pushing the drawer closed. You feel click as it locks into place, and the exterior plastic paneling sits completely flushed with the surroundings. Stepping back to look around the room. Take another deep breath and hold it for a moment. Although this was far from your first posting as security officer, you always felt the same sense of trepidation, if not anxiety. As similar as all the ships were, they all came with their own unique crews and personalities. Those came unique problems. Breathing out, you take a look around the room, taking stock of your surroundings. Select and look button and examine your surroundings by selecting items and yours. Select it again and you're done. It's a normal storage unit. Travel light, its mine has clothes in it. Terminal lets me access the ship's computer. It's got a clock, word processor, and even a calendar. You can also access records and my orders from here. But for anything else, I need to access the core, which is limited to those in operations or command. A standard door with an electronic lock and magnetic bolting system. The only way in or out, unless you plan on getting creative with maintenance tunnels. This lets me control the room's lighting from the bed. I kept my books here too. I'm currently reading the Tales of the Cosmic Champion series. Standard crew bunk. Once you've slept in one, you've slept in them all, although this one's nicer once I've been assigned to. Wall panel can be removed by jimmying it with a thin object, and crew members often stash contraband there. It looks like this once not been touched though. Contraband. Okay, I guess that's all. Select use. I haven't met anyone yet since my transport to the spaceport ran late, and I just about made it on board before lunch. Select move button to move to a different location to list of options. To change your mind, select the button again. This board is still in the middle of the day, besides everything. Go to quarters. Quarter 1, please. You step out into the empty corridor and the door to their quarters gently hisses shut behind you. Its keypad gives a short series of beeps and you hear the lock engage. The dull thrum of the ship's systems is barely audible. Otherwise, you're stood in total silence. The air is cooler outside of your quarters, and the corridor has a stereo lack of aroma. This has been the same on every ship you've been stationed on. At this point, it doesn't surprise me. Okay, so this is a Swift class patrol vessel, which means if I leave this quarter block, I'll be in the Forsyth thoroughfare. If I go right towards the aft, I'll arrive at Central Hub, and then I head to the bridge. Missing codes. Haru Lumni. Dalton Garange. Dylan Dees. Can't say I've run to them yet. These are the real options. Look. I think just going in there would be a good idea. Move. Forsyth Thoroughfare. You leave the crew block behind you and find yourself in a much larger corridor that stretches off to your left with the multiple smaller corridors leading from it. To your right, the corridor leads to a large plaza-like space. Very faint breeze coming from your left ruffles your hair and chills you slightly, and you hear the sounds of human activity. From the right, you can hear the hum of the ship's engines more clearly now, as well as the occasional low, quiet whirring sound. Looks like I was right. This portion of the thoroughfare will let me access both sets of crew quarters, the mess hall, the hangar, and the central hub. From there, I can access the rest of the ship's areas. I should hurry up to meet the captain before I look around anywhere else. The ship's hangar, since I'm on security detail, the only time I should be spending there is when I'm carrying out my daily checks. On a larger ship, you'd see people coming and going constantly. Just airy how quiet this one is. Mess hall. I don't imagine a ship this size has a cook or even a kitchen, so it's probably just a ward of inmate unit. That could be the downwind. Fire control, maybe. I'm sure I'll have to plenty for just check that out later. Okay. Central hub. As you enter the central hub, you hear the low whirring noise and the engines grow louder. You can see the readouts above one of the elevator change, letting you know someone is using it to travel to another part of the ship. Looking around, you see the entrances to both the fore and aft side thoroughfares as well as the corridor, the airlocks. These elevators will take me to the bridge where the captain will be. You shouldn't waste any more time. Most of the ships can be accessed from the two thoroughfares, but some areas like the bridge are situated on different levels, so need to be available. There should be access for maintenance crawlways around here somewhere, but those are usually only for emergencies. This way leads to the aft of the ship. I'm not totally familiar with Swift class ships, but at least I know that the engine room is that way. This is the foresight thoroughfare where it just came from. The crew quarters hangar. On the way probably. Okay. Knowing you need to report to the captain who at this point the ship's journey should be stationed. Make your way towards the elevator and press the call button. Step to watch the indicators above each elevator waiting for one to arrive. As you wait, your mind begins to wander and you are caught unaware you feel something suddenly jab you in the back and a voice behind you declares, "Hands in the air, identify yourself!" Vulture stiffens as you snap back to reality, caught completely off guard by the voice behind you. Thoughts race to your mind, you try to figure out what's going on. Could there already be another security detail on board? That shouldn't be possible. As far as you know, you're the only one, unless... I said hands on the air, punk! Tentatively raise your hands, palms flat and facing forwards, and whatever has been thrust into the small of your back is removed slowly. And you hear the person behind you take a step backwards. You inhale and begin to turn around. Lieutenant, security detail ID SO54JFSG. I'm on the way to meet Captain Tuck. Where you've been expecting a gruff crew member. Instead, you're to the bright cheer officer waving pen around with a large smile on her face. You're taken aback for a moment. This isn't just any officer. This is Casey. What are you? Hyper Mike, I miss you so much. Cassandra. You big doofus. Should have seen your face when you turned around. You were all... I love that face you make when you think you're in trouble. It's like you think playing the big soldier will get you out of the trouble. It's so cute. Lieutenant Commander Cassandra Quinn. You should have known, really. She's always been one of the bad jokes with pranks as long as you've known her. Her less than professional attitude and penchant for responsibility is the reason why, despite her talents, she's not commanding ship of her own. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how did I get you? Totally thought you were being busted, right? But you're being honest, her playful nature is what attracted you to her in the first place. You've been dating for nearly 2 years now, but a lot of that has been over electronic mail or in letters. Your postings have never lined up until now. Casey, what are you doing here? I thought you were stationed on the Reliant. You never said you were being transferred. What happened? Well, the thing around about that is, you might say that a disagreement the head of operations on the Reliant led to a lateral trajectory for my career. Cassandra, please. Okay, so maybe when it came time to change the ship's cybersecurity passwords, I couldn't be bothered to spend all day sitting on the computer core, waiting for it to generate new codes, so I just changed all the existing passwords by a single digit. Place your face in your hands as well as dull groan rises from the back of your throat. This isn't the first time you've heard a story like this. And maybe it turns out when they run the cybersecurity drills, they assume that the enemy have your old passwords, so try brute forcing from those. And maybe that meant the ship was compromised in 0.5 seconds. At least they found out I'd done that in a drill and not in a real engagement, right? Basically saved the entire ship in advance. I'm surprised you're still even stationed on a ship. Or were you not stuck back in the records room at Europa Colony right now? Well, probably shouldn't tell you this, but if I can't trust you, who can I trust? Turns out this mission was organized at really short notice, and the Gundog was only ship available. Problem was that they'd been having issues with the crew, so they had to transfer some short notice. Lucky for me, that had recently been made available. That's weird, I'd only just been stationed in the Juke, so I shouldn't have been free to be transferred. Sandra. Okay, I figured it out. I may have used one of my contacts from the academy who works in resource to transfer you over here. I'm pretty sure you know every irrigation you broke by doing that. Oh, what was I supposed to do? Get stationed some Tiny ship heading out to the middle of nowhere with no one I know on the crew. We haven't seen each other in months. Aren't you glad to see me? Of course, I'm glad to see you. I missed you too. It's been a long time. You don't become a part of Alliance Operations Department without some serious talent. I'm not going anywhere. Oh, you said you're on your way to seek the captain, right? Have you had a chance to take a look around the ship yet? No, not yet. I was going to. Great, I'll show you around. I've been here a few days, so I'll basically know with this ship like the back of my hand. Where do you want to go first? I was on my way to see the captain. I felt the engine start up, so I know we're launching soon. And I thought that I should probably report in as soon as possible. Oh, don't worry about that. I've already logged you on board, so it's just a formality now. Besides, Captain Barthermius isn't exactly a stickler for procedure, so we can check out anywhere you want before we head up there. But alright, in that case, great! It's going to be the best tour you've ever been on. By the time you'll have seen every inch of this ship and met everyone on board. It's been a long since we saw each other too. Definitely need to take time to stop by my quarters and get reacquainted. A friendly face. You can now access every area of the Gundog. Select talk button to view list of visible to talk to. If you change your mind, select talk button again. Look around the central hub as Cassandra already begins to make her way to your first destination. Waving you to follow might be a small ship you think now, but with... Oh. Also you can change, like this one. I like the color, of course. Let's save. Save. Okay. Might be a small ship that you think could be the perfect opportunity to learn its layout and familiarize yourself with where you're spending your current duty. Plus, you admit it wouldn't hurt to meet all the crew. Better to get to know them sooner than later. Okay. It's kind of funny now that I think about it. What is this area so-called Central Hub? But to be honest, the only places you can get straight away from here are the air dock, sick bay, or the bridge. Well, it's right in the middle of the ship, so it connects everything together via two thoroughfares, right? Kind of, but if you want to get to engineering to do some mechanical work, that's a long way to go that way. Then, if you want to do pretty much anything else, you got to go to the other way. The four-side thoroughfare is way more of a hub since you can get to all sorts of places really quickly. Get some snacks from the mess hall to take back to your quarters easy. You want a quick soda whilst taking audit in the hangar? You're here and back in no time. They should move the bridge in front of the ship. Sounds to me like you just want a vending machine on the bridge. Hey, that's not a bad idea. But still, it's a long way to get to the other end of the ship, no matter where you're going from. How do you solve that problem? Maybe change the shape of the ship so the center is really the center. It's space, you could make it really efficient shape like a cube or something. Cube, I guess I could be efficient. Don't think anyone would take a cube shape seriously. We had this way we can get to the armory, the main engine rooms, and engineering. Just you leave the central hub behind you and travel down the aft side to our fair. The hum of the engines continues to grow louder. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. Okay. If you're efficiently filtered the noise out in the rest of the ship, but as you got closer to the rear, its volume increased considerably. Are the engines supposed to be that loud? Are the what? You said the engine's supposed to be that loud? The what? I said, are the engines... I heard you the first time just messing with you. Could have fooled me. I've never been on a ship where the engines are so noticeable. It's supposed to be like that. It's supposed to... No, not really, but the Gundog is a ship class, a type of patrol ship that's designed for rapid response. They're made to cover large areas of space quickly and offer basic assistance to ships in distress. That to be the first on the scene to gather intel, issue warnings if anyone comes close to Jovian space. Which means design-wise they prioritize speed above everything else. I guess the best way to sum it all up is that the Gundog is basically a huge set of engines with a tiny ship strapped to them. Well, that's reassuring. Oh, that's fine. Just means there's no space for systems like motion dampeners or soundproofing. You'll miss it when you leave. There's the armory where all ships' firearms are stored. Your access can be granted from the bridge, but since you're an security officer, it's encoded in your keycard. Release to the engineering block for American access to the engine room. Most of the ship systems. Although you won't be going anywhere near those systems if the chief has anything to say about it. Okay. Look. There's an upside to these vibrations coming from the engines. Oh yeah? Check this out. You watch as Cassandra crouches down and takes out a pen out from her pocket and lays it on the floor. So she moves her hand. You can slowly edge away from her, moved by the vibrations carried through the ship. Ta-da! That's great. I know, right? Back in the Reliant, we used to go to the engine and raise stationary on those guys near the engines. I had a red pen that moved 3 times faster than anything else. 3 times faster, huh? You know it. Can't believe I lost it though. Oh hey, what you got in your pockets? I keep carrying a pack of gum, why? The race is on, first from the panel to the panel. The loser buys us something from the vending machine. Use your gum. Okay, let me gum. Come on, Byro, we got this. Do this gum. Sporting event of the century looks like it'll end in a draw, but at the last moment your pocket of gum shifts and slowly moves off in a different direction. Allows Kai's win take the lead and pass over the seam between the... Ah, yes, jinx are on you. Okay. Let's look at the armory. Terminal armory's door. Instead of the corridor opening as you open the back, your harsh door from the terminal. Look at the screen, see the message page in large fashion. Insufficient authority. Looks like your clearance hasn't been fully processed yet. But to meet with the captain before getting into that room. Engineering! We need to continue through the afterfare and trum of the engineering engines goes louder still. Feature paneling and made up the majority of the ship's interior quickly gives you to visible pipes and conduits, and eventually smooth flooring transitions to grating, revealing more workings underfoot. Finally, the thoroughfare leads into a huge open chamber filled with masses of machinery. Terminal panels set into the side of various apparatus cycle through different readings, all light from the screens reflected of ducts and valves. All this equipment is separated by a grid of catwalks and access ladders. Wow, that's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff is right. The central engineering. Pretty much every system aside from engines themselves and central computer can be found in this room. All in one place, isn't that little risky? Well, a Swift class ship relies on absolutely minimal. Gundog only has two engineers. I think they figured out it would be easier on them if everything that was important was kept in one place. That way they don't have to run from one end of the ship to another to get all the repairs done if something goes wrong. Huh, you certainly know a lot of ship engineering. What can I say? I'm a pretty talented individual. Oh yeah? Once we're here, you can share some of that knowledge. What's that over there? That's the Phalenic Conversion Unit. And what's that? Oh, that's the omnifaceted wind shaft. Uh-huh. What about that? That's the turbo inoculaburator. Every day is a school day. I'm head of operations, not chief engineer, okay? I don't need to know what. Hey, no one's better to be screwing around up there. You won't jump as a stern voice barks at you from below. Looking down, you see through the grating there's another catwalk situated below. The one you stood on with a crew member moving at speed towards ladder that joins the two walkways. I swear if I find much of a single terminal readout out of place, I'm stuffing the two of you into the organics processing system. If I have to retrieve one or more pen from behind the compressors, crew member continues to grumble as they ascend. Quinn, you better not be here to tell me your favorite pen has somehow fallen into the system block again. Hahaha, no chief. Got it right here. Damn straight you do. Now make sure you hang onto that one or you're going to need someone to pull you out of the system block instead. And who's this? Our wayward security officer? Got a name there? Quickly throw a sharp salute at the woman in front of you without even checking her rank first. Not only does she loom over you physically, but you quickly pick up on a force of personality that feels like it adds an extra 6 inches to her considerable stature. Lieutenant, security officer for the JFS Gundog, ma'am. That's of a ma'am business. Name's Mackenzie Cathays, chief engineer. That's chief to you. Ah yes, my chief. Damn straight, now what are you two doing here in engineering? Just giving Lieutenant a tour of the ship, chief. Is that so? Never been to a ship before, Lieutenant. First assignment. Never in Swift class, chief. I've only served on strike or supply classes on date. That's so. Which strike vessels? The JFS Victory and JFS Thunderbolt, chief. Victory and Thunderbolt, huh? Don't think either of those two are less than 3 years old, so probably wouldn't have seen what the new streamlined distribution system is. I wonder if you would have seen the power coils, though. I think the Victory was part of that production. And Cassandra exchanged quick, nervous glance as a chief. It previously seemed like she was about to physically throw both of you out of the unit. Suddenly begins a conversation with herself. Letting you stand on a nervous tension as she ruminates about ship components. Chief, is there anything I can help you with about those ships? Huh? Lieutenants, didn't realize we're still here. No, you're off the hook. Nonetheless, you can tell me whether the Victory was outfitted with third generation VPAC upgrades. Anyway, sure Chief, I don't think I could. Wonder if that's because the retrofitting takes into account space availability in the ship's interior or for minimal traversal impact. Although maybe it could be that it takes. I think now would be a good time for us to move on. Good idea. Well, that's all, Chief. We'll just be going now. Oh yeah, sure. Just don't let me catch us screwing around in here again. Learning opportunity. Meet the Chief. Life support. Oh, search for system. To be exact, this part is on the center of sorts. It's continuous samples the atmosphere on board the ship to ensure that it's at optimum level to keep us all alive. Uh-huh. This life support. This one. What Cassie said is true. It's all the ship systems are packed in here. Power distribution module. Ah, oh, ship is was. This is the system which gives power to all the ship's various systems. Is that right? The door leads to the central computer room. It contains ship's mainframe that all ship's terminals are connected to. So runs the majority of ship's hardware. Primary access terminal located in there too that gives access to other terminal and the ship's officers. The security only captain has to use it. Take credential. Sandra. The ship's engine rooms. There are another engine on the side of the ship. It's not exactly efficient though when you're running tests on the system, but it's what they thought work best in terms of keep the ship compact. There are only four things you can. Eventually, she heads down the ladder that he'd climbed to confront you now. Cassandra started towards the engine room. And open Cassandra's to disappear inside before you can raise an objection. Well, it's got to be better than staying here with the chief. The room you find yourself in is similar size to the area you just left, but Rails was crammed full of a huge range of machinery. This room is almost entirely filled with colossal cylindrical device. Most of the engine's tangible sensation as the vibrations means to shake your whole body. This is his main engine, well, one of them anyway. Like Chief said, Chief's not filled with two wheels. Zero argument when he said the Condog's huge set of engines which this thing's massive. I know, look at it, I feel like you could probably fit the rest of the ship in this room. Imagine we're there. That's because it's impossible to get a Higgs field distortion drive any smaller. Ah, Chief. Oh, Chief, I know. Said her that. Oh. These engines are actually combination of nuclear pulse engines built with Higgs field distortion drive. If the HFDD wasn't here, this engine could be about 10 times smaller than it is. Although I hear they've managed to improve the efficiency of the new NPEs, it's possible that space saving could be more like 11 times smaller. Can either of you tell how the HFDDs works? HFDD, Higgs Field Distortion Drive. I'm teaching you at the Academy. This drive that allows ships to move far beyond speeds allowed conventional engines, although it's nowhere near faster than light. It's what lets us get around solar system without needing to worry whether we'll live long enough to see the end of the journey. Anyway, everyone knows about the existence of the Higgs field. It's what allows interactions with the Higgs boson that gives particles their mass. Oh, you're right. So that's the drive this war was relative to the ship and those on board. And doing this, it places the mass to a different area of space, in the same relative. As she continues on with her explanation, you glance at Cassandra and see the thinly veiled look of terror on her face. You can blame her, she feels much the same, caught in this impromptu lecture. Then, because the particles retain their relationship with each other, general perception is that things are the same as normal. However, from an external perspective, the lecture drags on and you quickly lose track of the chief's explanation. Although you recognize this, where she's saying you can no longer make sense of the context they come from, the meaningless string of sounds. Does that make sense? Yeah. So the field is the got the mass which is pushed. No. How to put it? Okay, so imagine space is a ketchup packet and you're the sauce. The sauce. Right, the sauce. Now that distortion drive does. It's like a thumb on the universe of the pack. Move the sauce around by changing the shape of the packet. Push the sauce. Packet is the universe, where the sauce and the drive is the thumb. Ah, you got it! Quickly glanced back to Cassandra and meet her eyes. She's doing the same thing. You know for certain that neither of you have got it. And that's why these engines have to be so big to house that drive. Oh, that all makes sense now. I see. Yes, definitely. Great. Well, now if you appreciate the science behind it, I won't have to throw you out of here. Thanks, Chief. Anytime, just remember, Lieutenant. Yes, Chief. Screw it, anything, I'll throw you out of the airlock instead. Yes, Chief. Sauce. Okay, let's look. Oh, where's the sauce? Right. The universe is a packet. I thought the field was a pack. Not field in the universe or the universe in the field. We're going to have some very theoretically challenging meal times. Okay. Move. Let's go to the computer. Insert the keycard to the card reader second. During the central computer, the door doesn't open. Instead, you hear the tone. Skinny machine starts flashing meters. Having your security again, won't be able to go into the computer room. Now they're completing the speed amongst multiple systems in order to ship. But because they're also got larger crews, more and more people on board are responsible. I think because Swift class is so small and there's so but it's not that interesting anyway. Well, Chief, there's something there. What is the ship's security officer? Yes, I tell you, the chief engineer does. Chief engineer spends every damn minute of the day trying to keep pace with all systems on board this vessel, make sure they're all running absolutely flawlessly. You know why? Because if I don't, then there's a thin line between opium comfort and horrific death in the old expanse of we call space. So I'll be frank, Lieutenant, unless you're about to help me resurrect these condensers while I refresh the primary moisture chamber, I don't know what's good is going to come from you hanging around in this chair. Understood? Yes, Chief. Well done. If you want something to do, we can go and check up Junior engine. It's probably slowed down since I last put the fear of void into it. Wow. And here is right. Let's go, let's go, let's go. How about you buy something? Central Hub. Refrigerator is open, yung boat up into a wide open. Looking around, you see the standard features of a sick bay. A large set of beds, an extreme foam wall inside a large gallery set into the wall, and the other indicating the person's surgery room. Walls underlying the cupboards, cabinets containing medical supplies and various devices sit on the countertops. In the middle of the room is a large desk set face the entrance. On the side closest to you are two chairs, and on the other side sits a figure that you arms open for a piece of medical equipment until they look up. Miss Quinn, excellent timing. You just finished the analysis of your... Hey Doc, don't worry about that right now. I'm giving a tour of our new security officer. Very good, Miss Quinn. Hello, Lieutenant. I'm the ship's doctor, Safer Rosario. I've reviewed your file already, so please feel free to stop with any complaints. But since you're here, Miss Quinn, I'd really like to talk about your gastro. Once the doctor is fine, we can talk about it. Intestinal. Doctor later. Distress. Okay, doctor, a moment please. Honey, if you could just give me a few minutes with the doctor. Yeah, no problem. Grabs doctor by his sleeve and drags him over to the surgery, yanking him to behind him. Once in there, you can hear them. You can still see through the curtain. Put your attention away. Examine a nearby poster in space illnesses. Yes, thank you, doctor. I understand. That includes any synthetic meats or high carbohydrates. Understood. My full supply of NutriShake powders that should observe balanced replacement for should elevate your... Wait, let's save... Yeah, let's continue guys this tomorrow, so... It's fun. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. Let's continue this tomorrow. We're in the sick bay. We're exploring the ship. This is like it's very like old school style gameplay, but with a sci-fi twist. I wonder what will happen to the story of our main character and the crew. Yeah, it's gonna be like a long talk. Hey, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next episode. It's pretty cool. I kinda like it, like the charm of this game. Okay, see you guys in the next episode. You have a great day. Bye bye.